Okay. So what we have to do is we have to see the Fourier series expansion of a function which is the output of a full wave rectifier. So if a function is defined such that fx is equal to minus of sine x in the range minus pi to 0 and plus sine x in the range 0 to pi, then if we plot this function in this range minus pi to pi, this will look like this. And from here you can see, of course, this value will be plus 1. And from here you can see this is a mimic of a full wave rectifier output. So if we want to construct a full wave rectifier output with the help of harmonic functions, we can expand this function fx described like this in a Fourier series expansion. So first we have to calculate the coefficient for this Fourier series, and the first coefficient is a naught, which is given by 1 over pi from minus pi to pi in the whole range fx dx. And in this range you can see I can split this integral from minus pi to 0 and from 0 to pi, from minus pi to 0 and from 0 to pi. And in this respective groups, subgroups, I can enter the value of function. So from minus pi to 0, the value of function is minus sin x. From minus pi to 0, the value of function was minus sin x. Similarly, in 0 to pi range, the value of function was sin x. So again, I will be doing the same thing like we have done in previous half wave rectifier example. I will replace x with minus x. Similarly, then I have to interchange dx with minus dx. Okay, and of course the limits will be changed from 0 will remain 0 and minus pi will become now pi. So if I do this operation on this integral on this first expression, what I will get is I will get 1 over pi. Now I will replace x with minus. Okay, the limits will be plus pi to 0 minus sine of minus x minus dx, okay, and plus the same second expression, second integral as it is 0 to pi sine x dx. Okay, sine x dx. And you can see in the first integral, as sine of minus theta is equal to minus sine theta, these two negative signs will compensate each other. They will become positive. And this negative sign will come outside. And if I change the limit, if I interchange my limits, then this minus sign can also be adjusted. So I can write 1 over pi from plus pi to 0. Sorry, 0 to pi. Now I have interchanged the limits also in this case. Sin x dx plus 1 over pi from 0 to pi sin x dx. Now you can see the first integral and second integral are actually same, so I can just add them. So a naught will become 2 over pi integration of sin x dx in the range 0 to pi. So this integral will give me 2 over pi as it is. Sin x, integral of sin x is cos x minus cos x in the limits pi to 0. And if I insert the limits also, then it will look like this. Okay, minus I am taking outside, it will look like this, cos pi minus 0. So my a naught will become minus 2 over pi into this cos pi. This cos pi is minus 1 and this cos 0 is plus 1. So it will become minus 1 and minus 1. It will become minus 2. So it will become overall the value of a naught will become 4 over pi. This value we will be using later on. Okay. So for an, the integral we have to calculate is minus pi to pi fx cos nx dx. So again what I will be doing is I will split this interval according to my function minus pi to 0, and the value will be minus sin x in this case, minus sin x cos nx dx and plus 1 over pi 0 to pi sin x cos nx dx. Again I will interchange my x with minus x. Okay, I will replace x by minus x and dx will also be replaced by minus of dx. X to minus x, dx will be replaced to minus dx, and of course limits will change like this. Minus pi will become pi. Okay, so first integral I will be changing. I will be inserting these values in the first integral only. 1 over pi will become pi 0 minus, as it is, sine of minus x cos n minus x and minus dx. Okay, I have replaced x by minus x and the limits have been modified accordingly. So second integral will remain same, sin x cos nx dx. So if I solve this first integral again, see, this will become negative and negative will be adjusted. This cos minus theta is always equal to cos of theta, so this negative sign will be absorbed, and this negative will again come outside and it will interchange the limit. It will interchange the limits. So it will become 1 over pi from 0 to pi now sin x cos nx dx plus the second integral, which is now same, from sin x cos nx dx. So this will become 2 over pi. Both the integrals are same, so I am just taking the twice and a simple single integral cos nx dx. So I have to solve this. If you remember, we have exactly solved the same integration from 0 to pi sin x cos nx dx, and we have got some results. But let's see, we will do it again, so that last time एक negative sign का थोड़ा सा difference था, so that this time we can see it clearly. So I will be using a trigonometric identity cos a sin b is equal to 1 by 2 sin a plus b minus sin a minus b. Okay, minus sin a minus b. So my an will become, according to this formula, my an will become 2 over pi from 0 to pi, integration from 0 to pi sin n plus 1 x minus sin n minus 1 x dx. My this formula, this will become, okay, I have to write, I should write 0 2 over pi 2 over pi 0 to pi cos nx sin x dx. I am writing cos before the sin x, so this formula will become like this. Okay, so if I perform the integration, it will be an will be equal to, I am taking a negative outside because both of the terms will give me a negative sign. Okay, integration of sine something will be minus cos something. So I am taking a negative outside, and in the integrations I will not take it. So this will be cos n plus 1x divided by n plus 1 minus integration of this. This will be cos n minus 1 x divided by n minus 1. Of course, in the limits from 0 to pi. This negative sign is because both of the sign terms when integrated, they will give a negative minus cos. Okay. So I am taking out the common from the first step itself. So this an, if I insert the limits, okay, this 2 will also be adjusted by this formula. By this formula, it should be 1 by 2 of this sine a plus b minus sine a minus b. Okay. So it will become, simply it will become minus 1 over pi. Okay. So if I insert the limits in this expression, it will become minus 1 over pi. I will insert the limits in first expression itself. Cos n plus 1 pi minus cos 0 n plus 1. Okay, this will be the result when I insert upper limit and lower limit in the first expression of cos n plus 1 x. Similarly, for second expression, it will become cos n minus 1 pi minus cos 0, and in denominator it will be n minus 1. Okay, so now if I insert the values of these identities, the value of cos 0 will be 1, value of cos n plus 1 pi will be minus 1 raised to the power n plus 1. So this will be minus 1 over pi. This will be minus 1 raised to the power n plus 1, because cos n pi is equal to minus 1 raised to the power n. And this cos 0 is 1. So it will become n plus 1 minus 1 raised to the power n minus 1 minus 1 divided by n minus 1. Okay. But in this expression, in second expression, what I am doing is I am multiplying it with 1 square. I am multiplying this term with 1 square, so that it will become minus 1 raised to the power n plus 1. So that this whole term will become minus 1 raised to the power n plus 1. Okay. Okay. So this expression will become, you can say this expression will become minus 1 over pi minus 1 raised to the power n plus 1 minus 1 divided by n plus 1 minus 1 raised to the power n plus 1 now, because I have multiplied it by 1 square, minus 1 divided by n minus 1. Okay. So if I solve this now, if I solve this, this will become, an will become minus 1 over pi. I am taking the numerator common because this is same in both the expressions. So if I take the numerator common, minus 1 raised to the power n plus 1 minus 1. Okay, and what will remain in the what will remain in this bracket is n plus 1 minus 1 upon n minus 1. Okay, so just I have taken the numerator common, and I have to solve this. minus 1 over pi. Again from this first bracket, from this bracket, I am taking a minus 1 outside. I am taking, for further simplification, I am taking a minus 1 outside from this bracket, and this will become minus 1 raised to the power n, minus 1 raised to the power n plus 1, because I have taken minus 1 outside this bracket, outside this first bracket. In second bracket, I will just take the LCM, which will be n square minus 1, n minus 1 minus n minus 1. Okay. If you can see, this n minus 1 is cross multiplied, and minus of n plus 1 will be minus n minus 1. Okay. So on further simplification, this will yield me, I am writing this term same in the next page. This an is now become minus 1 over pi minus 1, जो कॉमन लिया था अभी, minus 1 raised to the power n plus 1, जो कॉमन लेने के बाद बचा था फर्स्ट एक्सप्रेशन से, and minus 2 raised to the power n square minus 1. That n minus, that will be, that we can cross, this n will cancel and minus 2 will remain in this expression. Okay, so now what we can do is, we can simply see what will be the value of an for odd and for even n's. Okay, what will be the value of this an for odd and even n? This negative sign, okay, now there are three negative signs. This negative sign can be compensated with this negative sign, okay, and only outside negative sign will remain in the picture. So it will become minus 1 over pi, okay, minus 1 over pi. I am taking 2 over outside, and in this it will become minus 1 raised to the power n plus 1 divided by n square minus 1. I have just adjusted the two negative inside, and I have taken out the common of 2. Okay, now from this expression you can see, for odd n, it will become minus 1. Minus 1 raised to the power odd number will become minus 1, and hence whole of this expression, whole of the numerator will go to 0. Okay, and for even n, okay, let's not write an is equal to 0 here. We will write minus 1 raised to the power n plus 1 will be equal to 0. And similarly for even n, it will become plus 1, and plus 1 plus 1 will give 2 plus 2. So this expression minus 1 raised to the power n plus 1 for even number of n, for even value of n, it will give us 2 plus 2. So for correspondingly, the an value for this will become 0 for odd n, and an will become minus 4 by pi n square minus 1. Okay, this an will become minus 4 by pi n square minus 1. Now we have defined the value of an for even numbers, for even n, and we have defined the value of an for odd n. But you can see from this expression of an is not defined at n is equal to 1. For n is equal to 1, an is going to be infinite. That should not be the case. So we will manually calculate the value of a1, and manually we can see a1 value will be given by, in the first integral, if I insert n is equal to 1, it will become 0 to pi sin x cos x. Now instead of cos nx, I am just writing cos x, and this integral I have to solve to get the value of, I have to solve to get the value of a1. It will become 1 over pi integration 0 to pi sine of 2x. You can see sine 2x is 2 sine a cos b. So I am adjusting this 2. I am adjusting this 2 inside this integral, and 2 sine x cos x will become sine 2x dx. So if I integrate this, it will give me the value of a1. 1 over pi, a negative, because integration of sine x is minus cos x. Cos 2x divided by 2 in the limits pi to 0. So if I further insert the limits, okay, I am taking the 2 outside. This will become cos 2 pi minus cos 0. Now the period of cos is 2 pi, so the value of cos 2 pi and cos 0 will essentially be same and will be equal to plus. So I can see this value of a1 is going to be 0. Yes. Okay. So next we have to find the value of bn. Next we have to find the value of bn, which will be given by 1 over pi from minus pi to in the whole range, the integration of function with sine nx dx. Now if I insert this, if I split this integral into my limits, that will be minus pi to 0. In this range, function was minus sine x dot sine nx dx, and from the range 0 to pi, my function was plus sine x. Okay, so this bn. Now again, what I will do is I will interchange my x to minus x, x to minus x, dx to minus dx, and limits will 0 will remain same, minus pi limit will become pi. So if I insert these values in my first integral, then it will become pi to 0 minus sine of minus x dot sine of minus nx minus dx. It will become minus dx. So again from this expression, okay, and second expression will remain as it is, 0 to pi sine x sine nx dx. Again in first integral, you can see these negative signs will be adjusted. Both negative signs will be adjusted, and again these negative signs will also be adjusted. So it will become, so the first integral will become bn 1 over pi from pi to 0 of sine x sine nx dx plus 1 over pi 0 to pi sine x sine nx dx. So from here you can see, if I interchange this integral sign in limits, then I have to take a negative sign outside. This will become, if I interchange the limits, then there will be a negative sign. And the first and second integral is now essentially the same term, but with a negative sign. So both of these will cancel with each other, and value of bn will become 0. So the value of bn is coming out to be 0 after we have performed some, you can say we have performed some these type of replacements. But from the graph itself, you can see from the graph itself, this graph was symmetric on the x-axis. Whatever be the value of fx is for positive x values, the same values of fx was obtained for negative values of x. This was symmetric graph. So you can say from the graph itself, this was a even function. This was a even function. This function does not change its value if I replace x with minus x. So this function was even function. And for even functions, you can directly say that after explaining in this one or two line, you can directly say that if function is even, the value of bn is going to be 0. But if you cannot correlate how this function is even or odd, it is better if you calculate the value of an and bn all the time. Okay. So value of bn is 0 now. Value of bn is 0 now. If you remember, value of a naught was 4 by pi. Value of a1 was 0, which we have calculated manually, and value of an was 0 for odd n and minus 4 by pi n square minus 1 for even n. So I can construct my Fourier series expansion for full wave rectifier like this. This a naught by 2, a naught by 2 will give me 2 by pi, 2 by pi minus this 4 by pi n square minus 1 I will take inside the summation sign, and for even n, only for even n, this value of an will be defined. So cos first even number will be cos 2x divided by 2 square minus 1, that will be 3, plus next even number, for odd number it will become negative, for next even number is 4. So cos 4x divided by 4 raised to the power 2 is 16 minus 1 is 15, plus cos 6x, and it will become 35. For cos 6, it will become 6 is 36 minus 1 35, and so on. Only the even number of terms will appear in this bracket. Okay, so this was your Fourier series expansion for a full wave rectifier. Or in other words, what you can say is, if you plot this function, if you superimpose all these cosine wave functions, then the output of this whole function, this whole fx, this whole function will give you an output resembling to the output of a full wave rectifier. Okay. So from at this point, we can say we have see how a sawtooth wave, a triangular wave, a square wave, or a output of a half wave, output of a full wave can be generated with the help of this Fourier series analysis with these trigonometric functions. So next topic of this is out applications में वो 5 applications काफी है इसके point of view से. Okay. So next and second last topic of this Fourier series chapter is half range series. Okay. This is half range series. In period, in this particular time, I am just discussing in period 0 to pi. In period 0 to pi, suppose a function is defined in the interval 0 to pi only, and not in pi to 0. We haven't given any value of function in the minus pi to 0 range. The function is defined only in the interval 0 to pi. So if we have not given the function is function in the negative ranges of x, then it is immaterial whether the function may be, whatever the function may be outside the interval 0 to pi. Okay, तो 0 से pi में हमें given है, उससे बाहर minus pi से 0 में वो function का क्या behavior है, क्या value है, वो हमें नहीं पता है. So in these type of cases, when in the given question only a half range is provided, then in that cases, according to our convenience, in minus pi to 0, we can construct कह सकते हो, या we can extrapolate according to our wish. हम उसको even function बनाना चाहते हैं या हम उसको odd function बनाना चाहते हैं, that we will see. So if we want to see, if we want to expand a given function which is defined in the range 0 to pi in the cosines only, in the series of cosines only, if we want to get a Fourier series expansion as series of cosines only, then we will assume that fx is an even function in the interval minus pi to 0. So let's say there is a function, like this. Okay, but it is defined only in the range 0 to pi. Okay, it is defined only in the range 0 to pi. It is not defined in the range minus pi to 0. So suppose for this only function from 0 to pi, we want to express this function in the cosines only. So for expressing this function in the terms of cosine series only, what we can do is, we will make this function, we will consider this function as an even function. So if this function is even, so we are considering that this function is something like this. This function is something like this. Okay, we will make this minus pi to 0 function will be something like this. And suppose if we want to express this function in series form, in series sine series, what we will do is we will consider our function as an odd function. We will consider our function as an odd function like this. Now you can see that if a function is defined only in the range 0 to pi, then we can define it such that according to our wish, we can define it such that the odd value, the function is, if function is odd, then the output, then the Fourier series expansion will be only in the sine term. While if we define function as even function, then the Fourier series expansion will contain only the cosine terms. Okay, so if in half range series, if we wish to express our function in the cosine only, so I will write for cosine only, expression in cosine only will be obtained if we consider this function as even function. Okay, and if function is even, then you can say bn will be 0. Directly you can say bn will be 0, and we have to calculate a0 and an, which will be quite simple to calculate with this formula from minus pi to pi fx dx. And if this function is even, you can see I can take twice of this function in the limits 0 to pi. Instead of minus pi to pi, I can do like this, 2 over pi from 0 to pi fx dx, right? Similarly for an also, what I can do is minus pi to pi fx dx cos nx will be replaced with 2 over pi. I will take the double of this integral, and limits will be from 0 to pi fx cos nx dx. So moral of the story is, if in any question only a half range is given for a function, or function is defined in a half range only, and for that function we can express that function in Fourier series counterpart by using this technique. if we want to express this function in cosine terms only, then we will consider that function is even. Okay, and for even functions, bn will be 0 and a1, a0 and an can be calculated like this. Next, suppose if we want to express a function which is defined in the range 0 to pi only, half range series hai, and we want to express this function, express the Fourier series expansion of this function in sine term only, in sine term only. Then in sine terms only, then we will consider fx is an odd function. Fx is an odd function. So for odd function, you can simply see the value of a0 and an will become 0. For odd functions, the value of a0 and an will become 0. Only the value of bn will be there. Bn 1 over pi from minus pi to pi fx sine nx dx. As you can see from this is an odd function. The sine nx is again odd function. So this multiplication of this odd and odd function will become even function. So the overall fx sine nx will be a even function. So for even function, what we can do is we can take the double of this integral and change the limits from 0 to pi. Fx sine nx dx. Okay, actually you should reverse think that if we want to express any function in sine terms only, then a0 and an has to be 0. That's why for expressing a function in a sine terms only, we are forcing this function to be odd function. While if we want to express any function in cosine terms only, then you have to make bn equal to 0 and bn will be equal to 0 only in the case when your function is an even function. So as per our requirement, we will modify the function. If function is not defined in minus pi to 0, we can consider it anything. Okay, we can consider anything. So let's quickly solve our numerical on this and you will get more idea on this. How to express any function in the pure sine terms only. Pure sine terms only and pure cosine terms only. So the first example, we have to represent a function by Fourier sine series only. In the answer, only the sine series should appear. All the cosine terms will be 0. So for all the cosine terms going to be 0, what we have to do is we have to make a0 and an equal to 0 so that no cos terms will appear in the answer. The solution will only be provided in only be provided in the sine terms only. So in this case, okay, the function was f of t and pi by 2. Function is t in the range 0 to pi by 2 and function is pi by 2 in the range pi by 2 to pi. Okay, so this function is defined in 0 to pi only and we have to express series expansion in sine series only. So we will consider the given function as an odd function in range minus pi to pi. Consider function as odd function in range minus pi to pi, right? So if I plot this function, you can see if I plot this function, let's say this is 0, this is pi by 2, this is pi, this is minus pi by 2 and this is minus pi. Okay, so From 0 to pi by 2, let's say this value is pi by 2. From 0 to pi by 2, this is a linear function. So it will look like this. And from pi by 2 to pi, it was a constant function having value pi by 2. Having value pi by 2. And in the negative x values, for negative x values, this function was not defined. But given was, question was, you have to express this function in a Fourier sine series only. So for Fourier sine series, what we have to do is we have to consider this function as an odd function. So if I consider this function is something like this. If I consider this function is something like this, then of course this function is now odd function. Okay. This function is now odd function. So for odd functions, value of a naught and an both will become 0 directly. You have no need to calculate the value of a naught and an. If you are defining your function as an odd function, the value of a naught and an will automatically go to 0. You only have to calculate the value of bn. Let's see what will be the value of bn. And of course, this is odd function. I am integrating. Okay, first I will write this minus 1 over pi, from minus pi to pi now, and f of t sine nt dt. Okay. If this function is odd, this is odd function, this is odd function, and odd dot odd will become even function. And for even function, what I can do is I can take twice of this integral and change the limits from 0 to pi. Instead of minus pi to pi, I can change the value, change the limits from 0 to pi, sine nt dt. So this will become my value of bn. If I insert the value of ft in this and solve it, then it will give me the value of bn. Okay, so let's do this. I have to split this integral in subgroups, because function was defined only in range 0 to pi, and like this. From 0 to pi, function was t sine nt dt, and for second subgroup it was like this, from pi by 2 to pi by 2 sine nt dt, where this t and this pi by 2 respectively are the values of function at in the range 0 to pi by 2 and pi by 2 to pi respectively. So I have to integrate this thing. I have to integrate this and I have to insert the limits. So this bn will become 2 over pi, and the integration of this will become t. If I apply chain rule, t minus cos nt by n minus 1 dot minus sine nt by n square in the limits pi by 2 to 0. Okay, I have applied chain rule. Now you are familiar with chain rule. And in second case, in second integral, 2 by pi into pi by 2 I am taking outside, and this will be the simple integral minus cos nt divided by n in the limits pi to pi by 2. Okay, so in the first expression, in this first integral, in the first expression, sorry, now I will insert the values, I will insert the upper limit and lower limit. So this first expression will become 2 over pi as it is, minus this minus pi by 2. Okay, this negative I am taking outside, minus pi by 2 cos of n pi by 2 divided by n, okay, plus sine, this negative negative will go to plus, plus sine n pi by 2 divided by n square minus, okay, now I will insert the lower limit. This whole expression is because of upper limit, and now I will insert the lower limit. Now I will insert the lower limit. Now instead of t, it will become 0, 0 dot something. Something is cos 0 by n. But now this is 0, this is going to be 0. Plus sine nt means sine 0 divided by n square. Okay. This will happen if I insert the lower limit in the first expression. This will happen if I insert the lower limit into this. And the second integral, second expression was quite simple. I will write this as, these will cancel with each other. Okay, this will become now minus. Okay, let's keep it positive only. Inside it will become minus cos n pi divided by n. Okay, and minus minus will become plus, plus cos n pi by 2 divided by n. Okay, now what we have done is, we have in first expression we have inserted both upper limit and lower limit, and in second expression we have also inserted the upper limit and lower limit in the expression. So we will quickly see which values are going to be what. You can see this cos 0, this whole term will become 0, this sine 0 term will also become 0. Okay, so first of all, and this cos n pi by 2, this cos n pi by 2 will also be 0. This will also be 0, and whatever the value of n, this sine n pi by 2 will become minus 1 raised to the power. Okay, this we will keep as simple. Sine n pi by 2 we will keep as simple, and cos n pi we will also keep simple. Okay, so I am just making 0 this cos n pi by 2, it will always be 0 irrespective of value of n. Okay, and this cos is this 0 term, and this sine 0 term will be 0 also all the time. So my bn will become 2 over pi. My bn will become 2 over pi minus pi by 2. Okay, minus pi by 2 तो नहीं रहेगा, sin n pi by 2 divided by n square minus, and in fact this will be plus, this whole terms will go to 0, this will be plus, plus minus cos n pi by n plus cos n pi by 2 divided by n. So instead of solving this further, if I insert the value of cos n pi as minus 1 raised to the power n something and sin n pi something, so instead of doing all these things, what I can simply do is I can insert the values of n manually, and I can find the value of first 3-4 coefficients of b1. B, that is b1 will become, now if I insert n is equal to 1 in the previous expression, it is becoming plus 1, simple plus 1 for n is equal to 1. N pi by 2 will become sin pi by 2. Sin pi by 2 is plus 1 plus cos of minus pi plus cos pi by 2. For n is equal to 1, this term will simplify to this one. So cos minus pi, you can see इज इक्वल टू, ओके एक नेगेटिव यहाँ पे था, cos minus pi or cos pi, one and same thing, it will become minus 1. Cos pi by 2 will become 0, and this was plus 1. So b1 will become 2 over pi plus 1. Minus minus will be plus. So the value of b1 coefficient is coming to be 2 by pi o plus 1. Similarly, we can also calculate value of b2, which will be 2 by pi. Okay, okay. Okay. This term actually we should not ignore because n will change. Minus pi by 2 cos n pi by 2 divided by n plus. This term will not always be equal to 0, because if n is equal to 2, it will become cos pi. It will become cos pi. So for n is equal to 2, we are calculating b2 value, and this will become minus pi by 2 cos pi by 2 plus sin pi by 4. Okay, n square था तो n is equal to 2 पुट किया तो 4 आ गया, plus second expression will start with cos 2 pi by 2 plus cos pi by 2. And these terms you can see now, for a particular value of n, you have to solve this. This cos pi will become minus 1, sin pi will become 0, cos 2 pi will become plus 1, and cos pi will become minus 1. So if I insert all these values, what I will get is my b2 will become 2 over pi minus pi by 2 into minus 1 plus 0 for this first expression, and for second expression it will become minus 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2, right? So it will minus pi by 2 into minus 1 will be pi by 2, so it will be, okay, cos pi by 2, cos pi by 2. So this will become 2 over pi into pi by 4 to pi by 4 minus minus half, and minus half will become minus 1. So it will become 1 over 2 minus 1, which will become minus 1 by 2. So the value of b2 is coming to be minus 1 by 2, where value of b1 was 2 by pi plus 1. Okay. Similarly, you can insert n is equal to 3 in that expression of bn, and you can find the value of b3 also. And the value of b3 will come to be, you have to check it yourself. Okay, let's see. It will be 2 over pi minus pi by 2 cos 3 pi by 2 divided by 3 now plus sine 3 pi by 2 divided by 3 square, plus in the second expression minus cos 3 pi by 3 plus cos 3 pi by 2 by 3. In this case there was no square. If you remember, in this case there was no square. Okay, so this cos 3 pi by 2, this will become 0 now. Sin 3 pi by 2 will become minus 1. It is going in third quadrant, so it will become minus 1. Cos 3 pi will become minus 1, and cos 3 pi by 2 will become 0. These values you have to insert so that this b3 will be simplified. 2 by pi, this whole term is going to be 0, and this will become minus 1. This will become minus 1. So I am writing minus 1 over 9 square, 9. 3 square is 9, plus this minus 1 into minus will be plus 1, so 1 by 3, and this was 0, so I can neglect this. the value of b3 is becoming something like this: 2 over 9 pi plus 1 over 3. So this will be the value of b3. So on, and we can find further values of b4 and b5. So if we insert values of b1, b2, b3, if you remember in the starting of this question, a0 and an was 0. So we directly the Fourier series expansion of this function ft will become in the terms of cosines only. So the first value b1 was actually 2 over pi plus 1 sine t, as simple as that, plus minus b2, value of b2 was minus half sine 2t. Value of b3 was minus 2 over 9 pi plus 1 over 3 sine 3t, and so on. So this was the Fourier series expansion of that given function in terms of sines only. Of course, you can see that the solution is coming in the sine terms only, because we have made such arrangements so that we have considered that function will be an even function, odd function, and we have seen that value for an odd function, the value of a0 an will be becoming 0. So there will be no terms of cosines. The solution will only remain in the sine term, right? So on the similar pattern, you have to find a Fourier cosine series. You have to find a Fourier cosine series for a function which is defined like this: fx is equal to 1 and 0 in the range for 0 x pi by 2 or pi by 2 x pi. Okay, this function was defined in this manner. So if I plot this function, I can see in each and every question you have to plot the function. You have to show the function from 0 to pi by 2 and from pi. It is defined, this function is defined only in the half range from 0 to pi, and from 0 to pi by 2 it is 1. Okay. From 0 to pi by 2 it is plus 1, and from pi by 2 to 0, pi by 2 to pi it is 0. So this function is something like this. So if we have to express this function in Fourier cosine series, what we have to do is we have to consider that this function is an even function in the range minus pi to pi. So we will construct this function such that this will become a even function. So I have to do like this. I will consider this should be my function. This should be my function. If I want my solution in the pure cosine terms only. Okay. So I will consider my function as even function. Consider function as even function in range minus pi to pi. Well, in that case, of course, bn is going to be 0. For an even function, bn value of bn is always 0, and we have to just calculate value of a0 and an. Okay, we can find this value a0 and an by the similar method we have used in earlier examples, and the solution of this you will get fx will become your 1 by 2 plus 2 over pi cos x minus 1 by 3 cos 3x plus 1 by 5 cos 5x. You have to derive, you have to solve this question on your own. This will be your homework. Okay, so in this manner we can express any function in its Fourier components either in pure sine terms or in pure cosine terms. If a function is defined in half range, that is 0 to pi, it is up to us how we can calculate, how we can modify this function as an even function or a odd function, and we can calculate the values of respective Fourier coefficients to find the required expansion. हाफ रेंज फोरियर साइन सीरीज, हाफ रेंज कोसाइन सीरीज से क्वेश्चन आ सकता है। तो इसका एक एक न्यूमेरिकल एटलीस्ट करके रखना है अगर इनसे क्वेश्चन आता है। ओके, एक छोटा सा टॉपिक है, उसका क्वेश्चन नहीं करेंगे, उसका न्यूमेरिकल नहीं करेंगे, जस्ट टॉपिक का इंट्रोडक्शन देख लेते हैं। ओके, सो आई विल टेक 15 more minutes. Okay, so till now we have seen that functions are in either minus pi to pi or 0 to 2 pi, and the period was 2 pi. In both these type of limits, the period was 2 pi. Now suppose how we can perform Fourier series expansion of functions having arbitrary period, whose period were not 2 pi or even pi, क्योंकि हाफ रेंज सीरीज भी हमने कर ही लिया है जिसमें पाई था पीरियड। ओके, जिनका आर्बिट्रेरी पीरियड है। In that case, the simplification we require is we have to change the intervals. We have to change the intervals first, and then we can find the value of, well, then we can find the Fourier series expansion of those functions. So let's consider a function. Let's consider a function fx. A function fx is defined in interval minus c to c or 0 to 2c, sorry, or 0 to 2c, and 2c is the period where c can take any value. C is not equal to pi, c can be anything. If c is equal to pi, then the function is defined in the same intervals, minus pi to pi or 0 to 2 pi. But let's say c is not equal to pi. लिख लेते हैं for cases when c is not equal to pi. Then what will be the changes in our Fourier coefficients that we will see. So now you can see 2c, we will change the variable also. Okay, in this case, for solving this, for representing Fourier coefficients, we can change the variable also. Let's say 2c is the interval for variable x. Then 2 pi, I am changing this 2c to 2 pi, will be interval for a variable which is x by 2c into 2 pi. Right? Simple 8th class का mathematics है. If 2c is interval for a variable x, then 2 pi will be the interval for a variable x by 2c into 2 pi. So this variable whose interval is 2 pi now will be equal to x pi by c. X pi by c. Now let us say this x pi by c variable I am denoting by z. I am denoting by z. So moral of the story is कि if a function fx has period 2c, then a similar function fz will have period 2 pi. Okay, so in this manner what we have done is we have replaced the variable x to a new variable z in the function, and by doing this what actually we are doing is we are changing its period from 2c to 2 pi, and from here you can see the value of x will become cz by pi. Okay, I have all the values now, and I have seen that by doing this mathematics, if a function fx has period 2c, then a function fz will have a period 2 pi, where z is equal to x pi by c. Okay, so in other words you can say that now what I will do is okay, so this fz I am representing it with capital F. This fz actually is equal to f of x, and is actually equal to, if I insert this value, f of cz by pi. All three functions are actually same. All these three functions are actually same, and you can see the value of this fz is 0 to pi, the period is 0 to pi, and this value of fx was, the period of this fx was 0 to 2c. But yes, these functions are essentially same. So if this is a function fz, and if I represent this in my Fourier series expansion, then this will become a naught by 2 plus summation n a n cos nz, this is now z, plus summation n b n sin nz, right? Sin nz. So I will see in this case what will be the value of a naught. So from this expression, from this line, I can say that the value of a naught will be capital fz dz. The value of a naught will become 1 over pi from 0 to 2 pi, because now the period is 0 to 2 pi, fz dz. Okay, and you have seen that this capital fz was actually essentially the same as the function 0 to pi f of dz by pi dz. Okay, now in this expression, I have to insert the value of z, so that my integral will converted into, my limits will remain same, but my integral will convert it into x. So if I insert z is equal to pi x by c, so limits will change as per, when z is equal to 0, x will be equal to 0, and when z is equal to 2 pi, you can see the value of x will become 2c. The value of x will become 2c. So limits will change from 2 pi 0 to 2c 0, right? So if I insert this, and of course this z is equal to pi x by c. So if I insert this value of z, and if I change the limits, this value of a naught will become 1 over pi sorry, okay, 1 over pi, limits will be 0 to 2c f of this cz by pi, this c, this c by pi, and the value of z was pi x by c, pi x by c. The variable is, I am converting this variable from z to x. I am trying to convert this variable cz by pi into x components, and this dz will directly become pi x by c, right? So this thing, I can see this pi will be cancelled, in this pi cancel, c cancel, this will become only c, function of x. A naught will become 1 over pi into pi by c, into pi by c, this pi by c, d differential of d pi x by c tha, uska pi by c is constant, so I am taking this outside, and this will become 0 to 2c f x d x, right? And the value of a naught will become 0 to 2c fx dx. So what I have seen is, if I replace, if I have given the intervals, arbitrary intervals whose values is not equal to 2 pi, then how I can find the value of a naught? The value of a naught can be finded by, of course, 1 by c will be there. 1 by c will be there. The value of a naught will be find like this. Now in this case, you can see, if I insert c is equal to pi again, it is coming to be my same expression of a definite period. But for a arbitrary period, yes, this expression of a naught will hold good. Whatever be the value of, whatever be the magnitude of interval, this a naught can be calculated. And of course, this अगर फंक्शन दे रखा है आपका 0 to 2c में नहीं दे रखा है, माइनस c से प्लस c में दे रखा है, तब भी सेम एक्सप्रेशन रहेगा, right? Similarly, with same concept, if you express the value of an and bn, they will become, value of an will become 1 over pi 0 to 2 pi. This was the standard value. F of z cos nz dz. In this case also, I will insert z is equal to pi x by c. Okay, and my limits will change from 2 pi 0 to 2c0. So if in this expression, value expression for an, if I insert, it will become 1 over pi. Now intervals, now limits will be 0 to 2c. F of z, I am writing as fcz by pi. Okay, because this fz was capital, fz was equal to small f cz by pi cos nz by nz dz. And if I insert all the values of this z, I will get an is equal to 1 over pi 0 to 2c f c by pi dot pi by c x, and cos n z की जगह pi x by c. Similarly, d pi x by c. Again, this pi by c I can take outside, 1 over pi dot pi by c integral 0 to c f of x. Now f of x cos n pi x by c dx, right? This will be my value of n. Okay, this pi by 1 by pi or dot pi by c will become 1 over c. This will become 1 over c. Right. Similarly, I can also find the value of bn, which will be equal to 1 over c 0 to 2c fx sine n pi x by c dx. Okay. So, and the value of a naught was 1 over c 0 to 2c fx dx. So you can see from the original period from 0 to 2 pi, we have converted the function. We can express the function whose period is 0 to 2c by these, by calculating Fourier coefficient like these. Okay. So next time we will do a simple numerical on this, like suppose if we have to express a function, let a function fx is equal to minus x and plus x in the range -2 to 0 and 0 to 2. Now you can see in this case your 2c, your period is equal to 4. It's not 2 pi, the period is equal to 4 and the value of 2c is equal to 4. So the c value is equal to 2. Okay. So we have to find the coefficient a naught, an and bn by these formula for this function. By these formula for this function. Okay. This we will do in next class.